Hi everyone, my name's Britain Cline, and welcome to this week's edition of Marketing Minutes by Scuba Diving Industry Magazine.
And I'm William Cline, publisher of Scuba Diving Industry Magazine. And if you're a dive business out there and you'd like to get on our show, reach out to Brittany and I. So,
That's right.
Brittany, who do we have for us today?
Yes, so we actually have today our very own writer, Cathryn Castle Garcia, who's also the owner of Clear Story Coach, as well as co-owner with her husband, an underwater
Yeah.
video production company, C2G2 Productions. Cathryn, welcome to the show.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Well, thanks for joining us today, Cathryn. Cathryn's been one of our most regular writers each month. She's done such incredible work over the last year with us.
Absolutely.
So I can't wait to dive into today's show.
That's right. It's going to be a great one. But Cathryn, just to dive right into things, could you tell us a little bit about your experience? So our dive industry pros out there would love to hear a little bit about yourself, your experience, and maybe why you founded your business consultancy, Clear Story Coach.
Oh, of course. So I got my start as a scuba diver in your home state and my home state of Texas, at Divers Depot in Nacogdoches. I started there as a swimming instructor and later went through all my training there and became a scuba diving instructor. Quick jump to the Caribbean and ended up working as a dive guide and captain at a resort. And then later had the opportunity to open my own dive center at a resort and successfully ran that business for a number of years and then sold it for a profit. So that was pretty
Ooh,
awesome.
good for you.
And from there, yeah, dumb luck, right? From there, I leaned into yachting and also into photojournalism. And the photojournalism part really took off, and that eventually landed me a gig as a magazine editor in the industry, which has been 30 odd years now, and I'm still going. And in terms of starting Clear Story Coach, I'm super passionate about the diving industry, and I've finally amassed a body of knowledge that I'm really excited to share with my fellow industry members. And Clear Story Coach is about branding and marketing and helping business owners get their story down so that they can sell it effectively.
That's amazing. Do you still stay in touch with EK and Sally?
I do. As a matter of fact, last year at DEMA, I got to have a reunion with both of them. So
No
it was
way.
pretty cool. And
That's
they just celebrated 50 years in the business.
I
So
thought they did something like
they're
that
one to
recently.
watch.
That's
That's
pretty
amazing.
amazing. Very cool. So, Cathryn, tell us what's the number one thing you want the audience out there to know, since this is mostly aimed at the dive professionals and the dive industry.
Number one thing, you don't have to go it alone. The diving and adventure travel industry consists of so many little independent businesses like EK and Sally that have been in business for 50 years. Many of these businesses are super small and they're struggling to do everything. I want those people to know you can't do it alone. You can't succeed alone. You can't be all the things that you need to be, but you have access to experts who know all the things. And that's where I'm going to plug you guys at Scuba Diving Industry Magazine. Think of Scuba Diving Industry Magazine as a monthly dose of micro learning, where every single contributor is an expert at something, whether it's training or environment or branding and marketing or safety. You have access to all of us through Scuba Diving Industry Magazine. So those of you that are listening to the podcast, hopefully you're reading every issue and you're getting that little dose that your business is going to need in order to grow.
That's a really awesome nugget of advice, Cathryn. And I can't agree enough. But I've also heard you say a number of times that we're doing it wrong. And I'd love to learn a little bit more about maybe what you mean by that.
Well, you have heard me say that. We are doing it wrong
Sure.
sometimes. We think we're in the business of teaching scuba and selling dive gear and
Right.
travel. That would be like the adventure sports outfitters thinking that they're in the hiking boot business.
Right.
It's just, that's not what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're in the business of adventure. We're in the adventure business. We're in the business of adapting and transforming. Everything we're doing, whether it's from gearing up or whether learning how to use the gear, it's all about transforming ourselves so that we can adapt to the aquatic environment. So what we should be doing is selling the adventure, selling the excitement. We're going on a trip to whatever place, and in order to go see that place, here, put this mask on. You're going to need this so you can see the cool stuff. And oh, hey, you're going to need some air because you have, when you dive down, you're going to need some air. So here, put this thing in your mouth. It's all adapting. And I would like it if we started selling it that way, that all we're doing is adapting to the aquatic environment. The why, we teach scuba and sell scuba gear. Why? Because we need this stuff in order to go where we want to go. I think we just need to flip the script a little bit and sell the adventure first, because the real reason we're doing all of this is to feed our curiosity and our sense of adventure. So I would like everyone that's in this business to say, I'm in the business of exploring. I'm in the business of adventure. I'm in the business of wonder and awe. Isn't that awesome?
Absolutely.
Wouldn't you like to join me?
Totally.
So you know who else is a huge proponent of that, and we've had her on the show, is Cheryl Patterson.
That's right.
At Deep Blue. She has a
Yes.
very, very deep connection to that concept, and
Absolutely.
is kind of like the prophet out there in the wilderness, telling everybody, dive shops, you can sell one set of gear every 5 years, or you can sell them on a trip every year.
Yeah.
Maybe twice a year. Or 3
Definitely
times a
shares
year.
that
Yeah.
perception.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly. So
Yeah.
what else are we
Yeah.
getting wrong besides that?
That's right.
Well, since you asked, this one's a hard truth because there's a lot of ego in our industry.
Absolutely.
Really? I hadn't
And
noticed.
it's, yeah.
You know,
It's
WilliamCline.com,
easy to think of
NeilWatson.com,
ourselves.
PeterHughes.com. Shall I go on?
Right?
Sorry.
All of that. But it's easy to think of ourselves as heroes because we do heroic stuff. We explore shipwrecks, we dive with sharks, we're awesome. But to succeed in the aquatic adventure business, we have to position our customers as the hero. And it's
Totally.
our job to guide them into the adventure. And we're really in the service business. We're there to serve them, to show them the way. And we're in the business to create connections. So we might think we're Luke Skywalker, but we really got to be more Yoda than Luke. We need to turn our customers into aquatic superheroes. And in order to do that, we have to connect them in a way that builds their trust and makes them feel like we have their backs and they can then go forward into all these great adventures. So, and if we do it well, we make connections that not only enrich their lives, but make us richer while we do it.
Totally.
So
Totally.
that's what I think we need to work on.
That's a
point.
great
Really,
lens.
really.
Yeah, great lens to look at that from. I'd love to hear how that pertains to your business, clearstorycoach.com.
Oh, that's easy. Branding and marketing. A lot of people in our business didn't get started in the business because they were good at business. They got started because they loved to scuba dive. And they may not understand what brand and marketing really is. And the simple answer is that's about making connections. But at clearstorycoach.com, I help them understand the basics. Like, what is branding and marketing? You are your brand. Everything you do in your business is your brand. Marketing is how you promote your brand. So at Clear Story Coach, I work with clients to create their brand strategy, to really come up with the why of their business and specifically how to tell how they run their business, who they serve, and why people are going to benefit from it. So that's really important. And I use a lot of neuroscience hacks, and I help them understand how to break down the psychology of buying and selling so that they can sell authentically and give their clients the thing that they really want in the first place. So I want them to do it in a way that makes their customer feel like they're understood and they're heard and their encounter is real, that it's not something that's transactional, it's a relationship. And I want everybody that does business with me to feel like they're loved. I think that's really important because the trust goes a long way towards building that loving relationship. So really and truly, at the end of the day, I want to help business owners understand how to answer the most important question of all,
Absolutely. And
which
what
is,
is the most in question?
Yeah, there you go.
What is the most important
I'm,
question?
s- I'm so glad you asked. So here's the thing. This is neuroscience, but it's real. Every single buying decision we make, whether we know it or not, is based on our primal brain. That it's the neuroscience of surviving and thriving. This
Wow.
question that's embedded in our psyche is all about how will you or that thing you do make my life better? How are you going to make my life better?
Right.
So think about it. Every ad we ever see is about better. It's you buy this thing and you're going to get fitter, healthier, richer,
Yeah.
sexier, younger looking, whatever. It's all about better. It's about survive and thrive. And it's hardwired into our brains. So it's also hardwired into our buying decisions. Once we understand that as business owners, we can frame our branding and marketing in a way that connects to the customer and answers the question of how are you going to be better once you buy this thing or take this course or go on this trip. And that's what we're in the business of. We're in the business of better. The joy we feel as divers is exploring and traveling and even collecting gear and collecting certifications and learning. So our job, and actually it's an easy job, is to connect them to the thing that's going to make their life better. And if you look at it, we're not selling caskets or dental implants or dry cleaning. We're selling adventure and excitement. So once we understand the how will you make my life better question and how to answer it, we've got it easy. We really do.
Well, there's some really amazing, insightful stuff out there,
Absolutely.
and you're going to DEMA in about 80 days or so,
I
and you,
am.
I believe, this is a great way to connect with you, correct?
Yes. I was last year was my very first time as a DEMA featured speaker. And it was, to be honest with you, it was a lifelong dream. It was 40 years to the day when I went to my first DEMA and I attended all of the sessions and I was blown away by all these people that knew so much about the industry. And I actually said, someday I want to be up front. Someday I want to know enough to be able to share it. And that happened last year. And I must not have been too bad at it because they invited me again this year.
Wow.
So
And you're
I
doing,
have two DEMA sponsored sessions.
okay, that's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
So we've got a
Yeah.
slide
I
up
have
here that I
two
think
DEMA
once,
sponsored sessions. Yeah, Going Gonzo is one of my favorites. How unconventional marketing can grow your business. It's slightly silly and a little bit brave and a whole lot of fun. So that's the first one that I'll have. And then the other one is how to get to the click. It is truly, it's borrowing the neuroscience again, proven ways to get your marketing messages noticed and to compel the person that reads that marketing message to click. And they need to find out more. They got to know more about what you're doing. If you craft the messaging a certain way, you're almost guaranteed to get that click. And that's what I'm going to teach you.
that's
Wow. That
great.
sounds like
Everybody,
two must watch, must
absolutely.
attend.
So if you're going to be at the DEMA show, which hopefully everybody listening to this will be, go check out Cathryn's seminar.
That's right.
So thank you again for being on our show. Britton, who do we have lined up for our next show?
Right. So our next show, we are going to have Ahmad Williams from Bahamas Ministry of Tourism. So it should be a great chat. I can't wait to hear what our friends in the Bahamas have been up to.
Yeah, I can't wait to find out what's going on there. And we have another series that we're on about the first month of. It's called Level Up from Behind the Counter.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. Our next show's guest for Behind the Counter is going to be our old good friend, Pat Hammer of Dive Right Scuba. He's an old friend of yours and a writer just like Cathryn. So stay tuned for that. It should be a really great conversation.
Pat, I think, has certified more instructors on this planet for Patty than anybody else.
That's right.
And four decades of it, and successfully sold his business like you did. So he's going to be a wealth of information. So thanks again,
Awesome.
Cathryn. Any parting words today?
My pleasure. Just that if you're going to be at DEMA and you want to have a complimentary one-on-one with me, reach out to me and make a reservation ahead of time. I have a limited amount of sessions available, of spaces available. You can reach out to me through Scuba Diving Industry Magazine, or if you want to shoot me an email to hello@clearstorycoach.com. And I hope to see as many industry members as I can at DEMA. And thank you guys for having me on today.
You're very welcome. And you've got a breadth of services you offer. I was on your website and saw a quote from Wayne Brown, CEO of Aggressor, that you helped him with the editing of his book, that he's been actually writing this series on the book that he wrote. So thank you, I guess a double thank you for that, because it's been some fantastic content.
That's right.
So I guess that's going to do it for us today.
He did a great job.
That was fabulous. Have a wonderful afternoon or evening there in the Azores Islands. Did I get that right?
Thanks so much. Yeah, you got it. Take care, you guys.
Bye.
Ciao.